What's going on, everybody? I go by Pras, and I am a musician, MC, songwriter, essentially just a musician. There's several outlets for that. Today, I am going to be starting a series of videos. This will be the first time I've done anything like this other than on my Instagram page, which I will link in the description, along with my Twitter and anything else that I feel that you guys could benefit from. A little brief history about myself. Well, I'm 21. I'm a Virgo, born on September the 4th. I started playing drums when I was 2 years old. It was one of the things that I just never really had to know about. It was just given to me. In utero, my mom would tell me that when I went to my father's jam sessions or gigs, he's a bassist, and the drummer would go and do his solos, I would always tumble around in her stomach. But whenever the solo stopped, I stopped. And upon that, she just shook her head. She told me she shook her head in what I guess was more so like, my God. Because, you know, she's dating or marrying a musician. Now her son's about to be a musician. So today, what I'm going to be doing my video on is a brief history on percussion. Now, I wrote some notes down. This is the first time I've ever done something like this, so just bear with me. Alright, the history of percussion. First, you'd have to ask, what is percussion? Percussion is the act of generating sound through physical action. I'll give you a quick demonstration. Those sounded very distinctly different. For when I used my stick, the others I just used my hand and played on different surfaces. First was the tabletop, then it was my dad's laptop. Forgive me. The essence of it is to basically get a desired sound. You can use literally anything as a percussion instrument. The human body was the primary tool. As I said, literally anything can be used as percussion. It's actually arguably noted that percussion is possibly the oldest instrument following the human voice. And I say that to say this. Rap, the genre that most people are starting to assimilate with and culturally appropriate, is actually one of the greatest examples of percussion. But I'd rather not use rap. I'm going to use scatting. Shouts out to Ella Fitzgerald. You know, when you think of just the swing beat, that's the basic swing beat for jazz. She would basically just emulate all of the instruments she heard with her voice. Skiddy beep bop. You know how to scat. If you haven't heard scatting, look up Ella Fitzgerald scatting and just prepare to be amazed. So with that, I kind of just looked at the overall aspect of what I was doing differently, and it just shaped how I view the whole art of percussion. Because now that I know that I don't need my sticks, well, I've known it for a while. I don't need my sticks to be the instrument. I am the instrument. It kind of changes the dynamic of things. It's referred to as the backbone of music and provides the pulse or the heartbeat. You know, everybody has a heartbeat. You are a walking instrument if you are alive. Your heartbeat. How you walk has a cadence. A cadence is, basically the same thing as a tempo, except it really identifies. For example, this is the cadence. Tempo. Now if you walk similarly. 1, 2, let's think about skipping. And that is actually the foundation for a groove called the shuffle, but we'll get into that later. So you can pretty much emulate life with percussion, and that's another reason why I love it so much. Like, there's so many different facets to life that you could directly associate with music, but that's just a brief thing. I'm going to get into that later. One thing that people tend to overlook is the therapeutic aspects of music. And as I was doing research for this video, I came across something quite interesting. In the 1700s, a physician by the name of Joseph Leopold Avenbrugger, please forgive me if I butcher this, he basically utilized a percussion technique as a diagnostic technique. And what he would do, he would tap on a person's body to basically ascertain the texture of their skin, the genetic material, the physical material, their organs, and basically be able to determine what will be best. Mind you, this is pretty if we're going off what we have now, relatively prehistoric technology, it was innovative. And with this, he was able to create an entire, relatively accurate design of the human heart. And by doing this, he can assess the texture of underlying tissue and organs. It originated in actually testing the level of wine. Like if you hit a can of or a barrel of wine, it's gonna sound hollow or full. He basically used the same concept in determining what would be the best method of proceeding with a patient, depending upon what was going on. And he proved this by doing it with dead bodies. And basically what he would do is he would take a, what is that instrument that you use? I think a syringe. He would use a syringe and he would basically inject fluid into the dead body, tap it to see, well not to see, to hear basically how much liquid was actually input, and he got pretty accurate results. And this pretty much innovated how we look at modern medicine. Again, this is my first video, so just bear with me. It plays a vital role in almost every genre. It's hard to think of a musical genre that does not involve percussion. Because if you technically think about what percussion is, as I said, it's just using a physical action to generate sound. Piano, bass, guitar are all percussion instruments. Think about it. You're holding a bass. You have to if you're not touching that bass, it cannot produce a sound. You have to physically use your fingers to dance up and down the strings while you're holding notes with your fingers. On the piano, you have to press certain keys to generate a mallet striking a literal string to generate a note. And all of these things can be tuned. With guitar, you're using a pick. It's funny. In guitar, you're actually using a catalyst to generate these notes, which is kind of similar to what I do with my drumsticks. So, to basically sum up this video, some of the things that can be used in percussion, like in symphonies, would be like djembes, congas, snares, bass, timpanis, xylophones, maracas, and the voice. I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous making this first video, but this is how you get started, you know what I mean? We are 7 minutes and 30 seconds into the video, and I just want to say thank you for taking the time to watch this. If you have any questions, comments, leave it in the description below. Like and subscribe. I'll be doing way more videos, and they'll be of better quality. This is just, get my feet wet, break the ice. A part of the reason why I'm doing this is actually a shout out to my mom. We were having a discussion, and we wanted to work on our procrastination abilities. So we decided to do a 30-day video challenge. She got a head start on me, and I decided, you know what? I'm not going to get left behind. So today marks the day of this video. We are now at 8 minutes and 8 seconds, and I'm just going to do something real cool for y'all. Watch this. Hey. All right. Praz out.